everybody, and welcome to the first Home Team Friday countdown of the year. The rest of the crew is standing by, ready to break down three of the biggest games of week number one of the Indiana high school football season. Tonight's games are a big one right out of the gates. The defending 4A state champs will be on the road at new SIAC member Jasper. Modern A will be at Central. That is this week's Home Team Friday game of the week. And Castle will be at North. 3 SIAC games to start us off. All right, let's bring in the guys now. Our newest member of the sports team, Blake Sandlin, is here. And somewhere behind all of that beard right there is self-proclaimed Evansville sports guru, Zane Clodfelter. Guys, thanks for joining us. And, man, it's going to be an absolutely fantastic year. Let's go ahead and get started. The defending 4A state champs, Memorial, they are at Jasper. As I said, one of those new teams in the SIC this year. Blake, get us started with Memorial.
Yeah, Randall, at Memorial, it's not a matter of rebuilding. It's all about reloading, and there's plenty to be excited about with this reload. The biggest reason for optimism in the Tigers locker room can be attributed to senior quarterback Colton Pence's return. Pence threw for more than 2,100 yards and 24 touchdowns last year and is poised for even more this year. Pence is one of just 5 seniors for Memorial, so in order for the Tigers to survive Jasper, they'll need to rely on a younger group to fill in some key skill positions if they want to spoil Jasper's inaugural SIAC opener.
Well, Blake, there's nothing harder to defend than the option, and that makes Jasper a dangerous team to play on the road week one. The Wildcats have a talented pool of players returning to challenge the defending Class 4A champs, and leading that option attack at quarterback will be Blake Mann, who changed positions late last year. Jasper is always strong up front, and that hasn't changed, so look for Lance Dawkins and Isaac Day to be offensive threats as well.
Of course, Jasper got off to a little bit of a slow start last year. When they made that change to Blake Mann at quarterback, Zane, that's when the Wildcats really took off. So good observation there. All right, our second game heads to the Bear Den, Modern Day and Central. That's this week's live game. Zane, you've got Mike Gable and the Wildcats, the dean of the SIAC.
I do, Randall, and this has to be the game of the week after the previous meeting last season that went down to the wire before Modern Day escaped with a 10-7 win at Central Stadium. However, there will be a lot of new faces playing for the Wildcats Friday, and that inexperience wasn't aided by the Wildcats scrimmage being canceled last week. Expect Mike Gable to play multiple people at both quarterback and running back to start.
And Zane, if there's one thing Central can count on this year, it is experience. Unfortunately for the Bears, there won't be much experience in key positions on offense, but they returned 3 of 4 captains from last year's team, and they'll need to rely on that in-game experience in order to avenge last year's loss on Friday. Players like senior running back Jake Boberg will have to be big on the ground, while first-year quarterback sophomore Blake Hurtis must keep his composure in an emotional season opener.
And again, that is our live TV game this week. You can see it streamed on our website, tristatehomepage.com, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Our final game heads north. The Huskies had a breakthrough season last year, really proving that they can play with anybody in the conference. But can Castle, can they crash that season opening party? Blake, we're going to start with you and the Knights.
Yeah, Randall, if this is anything like last year's game, it's going to be a very fun night. Castle blew a double-digit lead last year in the Huskies in an overtime loss, but there's some key pieces that remember that loss and don't want it repeated. Cameron Tilley will return for the Knights at quarterback after a promising freshman season, but the defense is the straw that stirs the drink for the Knights. The Knights had 3 shutouts last year and will need to limit players like Cableton Presswood in order to win. I'm looking at seniors like Kenny Butler, Caden Allen, Niles Sutton to anchor the Castle defense tomorrow night.
Well, Blake, the Huskies showed big-time improvement a year ago, posting 5 wins for the first time since 2012. And North is primed to follow up that Renaissance season this fall with talented Capleton Presswood back. There'll be someone to watch as both the back and receiver as North looks to replace the production void left by Dylan McKinney's graduation. This could easily be a postseason matchup in 5A, so tomorrow's game will be an early litmus test, Randall, for the Huskies.
I forgot to mention that Zane is the sports editor for the Journal Democrat. That's his day job. Zane, I'm going to assume that you're going to be covering Heritage Hills tomorrow night, and folks will be able to see that right up on Saturday morning.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little about, really quickly, what you expect for Heritage Hills in Mount Vernon. We got about 15 seconds.
It's going to be really interesting because Heritage Hills has Jacob Smith at quarterback. He's a new guy. He has more of an arm threat as opposed to Cole Sigler in the past, who was more of a runner.
All right, guys, as always, great job. We're looking forward to another fantastic season of Home Team Friday Countdown right here every Thursday night. Thanks much, and we'll see you guys on the fild tomorrow night. Eyewitness News at 9. We'll be right back.